Just hours ago, Edan Alexander, a 21-year-old American-Israeli, was released by Hamas after 584 days in captivity. On October 7, Edan was serving in the IDF's Golani Brigade when Hamas stormed his base near the Gaza border during their brutal assault. He's the first male IDF soldier captured on October 7 to be returned alive. And what's emerged about all that he's endured so far? Well, according to early reports, Edan faced off against 30 terrorists on October 7. He was then taken underground, where he was held in complete darkness, chained at the hands and feet, interrogated under torture, and caged with other hostages. He was starved for nearly 2 years, only receiving more food right before his release. His mental state is still being assessed. And while there are reports that he may meet Trump in Qatar now, that's still unclear. But let's talk about what is crystal clear. This wasn't just a humanitarian release. It was political and strategic. You see, Hamas is spinning this as a goodwill gesture, but in reality, it's part of a bigger game, an attempt to pressure Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu into accepting a broader ceasefire deal, which would keep Hamas in power in Gaza, at least partially. And as we know, nothing comes for free. So what does Hamas actually gain? Well, first of all, humanitarian aid. The US is backing more assistance going into Gaza, something Israel was going to do soon anyway. Second, direct dialogue with Washington. This is big. The US broker deal that got Edan out was reportedly arranged without Israel's knowledge. Negotiations happened between Hamas terrorists and American officials directly. This is the first US administration to speak to Hamas face to face. And the timing, not accidental. Edan's release came just before President Trump heads to the region to push for a pause in fighting. His special envoy, Steve Witkoff, is already there. And suddenly, Qatar, which was previously sidelined from the talks with Hamas, is back in the spotlight, positioned as a key mediator that helped the release of an American citizen. In a video address, Netanyahu has tried to claim credit, arguing that the release was thanks to military pressure from Israel and political pressure from President Trump. He called it a winning combination. But behind the scenes, Israel wasn't pleased. The whole thing was coordinated by the US, Egyptians, and Qataris, and with some unknown contribution from Turkey as well, but behind Israel's back. The Trump team prioritised American citizens, and Israel found out about it late in the game. And it's revealing of two very different approaches. Trump wants results fast, hostage out, box ticked. But in the Middle East, that kind of impatience may backfire. On the other hand of the spectrum is Netanyahu, facing internal political players such as Ben-Gvir and Smotrich that pressure the PM not to end the war and possibly take over the Strip. At the same time, this could all be strategic posturing. Hamas is really worried by Israel's military threats to begin a major campaign to eliminate the terror organisation altogether. But it seems they were tempted by promises from the Americans to pressure Israel for concessions with regards to aid, the end of the war, and their own survival in post-war Gaza. Either way, the release of Edan Alexander has created momentum. Israel is now sending delegations to Doha and Cairo. Hopefully, this would lead to the release of the 58 hostages which still remain in Gaza. Edan's homecoming is a rare moment of light, a wonderful moment of light. But this story is far from over.